I'm at Station Road in Sutherland, and I'm going to go in the crawl space and check for some rotten floor joists. We're going to need a new crawl door complete. All right, this is the laundry room area, and the home inspection report said that the sheathing, I guess they're talking about the subfloor, needs to be replaced. So I'm going to get the measurement on here. It looks to me like there's a new hot water tank, so that could have gone bad. There's a lot of work that's been done here to this washing machine outlet box because the drywall has been removed, so there was probably some kind of, well, you can see there was a leak right in there. And then we will have to take the hot water tank out to get to the floor, and when we put it back in, we're going to put it back in right, because this should be in what they call a whip, and there really needs to be a cut. Oh, there is a cutoff valve, so that's okay. But this is supposed to be heat rated, and it's not, so we'll put the right pipe on here too. And we'll do the subfloor and the floor. This area is 9 by 11, I just measured. All right, I am in the crawl space. There's a crawl door right there. I'm going to go around clockwise, and because Agent said that the main area of concern is underneath the laundry room and along the kitchen, so that's that way. I just measured the joist, and this is an older house, so over the years, the joist size for a 2x10 and 2x8 and 2x6 and everything really changes. So this is actually like 1 3/4 inches by 9 3/8, 9.5, somewhere in there. So if we got a 2x10 today, it would not be as large. So I think on this one, we're going to have to use 2x12s, 16 feet long. These holes right here tell me that the house has been previously treated for termites. Home inspector had talked about water getting into the crawl space. It's just kind of the way that the land lays around here. The water table is very high. So what you see on the wall here is where the water level in the ground rises up. It passes through the cinder block wall because it is porous. If you wanted to correct that, what we would need to do is find the low spot and install a sump pump. There's a big masonry piece right here just to the left of the door. I'm up to that point. I've been taking my screwdriver and poking at the joist, and so far I have not found anything rotten. I'm looking at some big drain pipes right here, which are just to the left of the crawl door. If you're looking at the house from the back, and I don't see any indication of rot in the subfloor or anything right here. So far so good. There's another one. Another big drain right here, again to the left of the door, crawl door, and nothing of concern. This is an area underneath the tub, and I'm looking up in this hole, and I'm not seeing any indication of rot at all. Some staining there. I'll put my screwdriver in it, make sure it's sound. We've got some discoloration in the copper joints, and that's a result of the well water. Just poke my screwdriver in this discolored area here, and it's solid. Just a little stain. And I'm back to where the laundry room cuts back, and so far I have found nothing of structural concern. This is the laundry room area, and it's damper in this area than other areas, and I noticed that there's like a root growing in here too, so that's something to think about right there. This is the area underneath the washer dryer, and I can see where there's some deterioration due to long-term leaks. Usually what happens is you get a long-term slow leak, and that is the worst thing to happen because that causes all of that. And this is somewhat of a jackleg repair. What somebody's done is taken a 2x6 and gone from joist to joist and then put a 2x6 on top of it, and that's because the floor underneath is rotten. So instead of fixing the floor from the top on this one like they should have, they just kind of brace it up from the bottom. Not great. So this joist is a little soft on the end, not terrible. This one's got some deterioration here. Not terrible. The center beam's got a little bit of deterioration in it too. Not terrible, but what I think I would do on this one is you've got plenty of room on these piers. We could put another ply on the center beam, make it the same size, and just go from here to there to there. So you would have a quadruple ply center beam instead of a 3-member center beam. It would make it a whole lot stronger than it's ever been. It'd be not that difficult to do. Okay, here's another area that's got a lot more rot to the subfloor, which is just crumbling, and the end of the joist. So that would be 3 joists there. The rest of the subfloor in this area looks fine from what I can tell. And I've reached the end of the crawl space along the back. I'm up against the garage. Other than that laundry room, I haven't seen anything of structural concern. If you're looking at the house from the front, I'm on the right-hand side, and I'm working my way back from the right to the left on the center beam. And what I noticed here is the center beam is sitting on this pier, and it looks like it's shimmed up with some wood. And I think a preferred way of doing that would be to shim it with some steel. That's no big deal. I see it on a couple of the piers. Okay, and this is the second one, and you can see that this one is shimmed up too. They actually use wedges on this, so over time the wood, especially when it's thin like this, will compress. So it could cause some sags and stuff like that. But the way I would repair this, if I were to do anything at all, is I would put a jack there and a jack there. I would pick it up a little tiny bit, and then I would put a steel shim under there to hold it in place. All right, and I'm up at the next pier. So far, I haven't found anything of structural concern, and you can see on this one too, it's the same thing. It is just shimmed up with a few little wooden wedges, and I'm not a fan of that. Okay, and here's another joist. This is going from the center beam to the front of the house, and just for bearing, there's the crawl door. And for some reason, this has got a different color to it, so I prodded it with my screwdriver, and I didn't have to press very hard, and then the screwdriver went on, you know, sank into it. So whatever is causing that is also deteriorating the wood. So we've got that one, and then you've got a couple others that are right there that have similar stains. So I would assume we would have 3 more joists to do. That's a total of 6. Okay, and for reference, I'm on the front side of the center beam. There's the crawl door, and I am at the next pier. So that would be 1, 2, 3, the 4th pier. And I'm seeing some discoloration here too, similar. So I'm going to poke with my screwdriver, see what's going on. All right, in the bottom of the center beam here, it feels damp to the touch, and it's a little bit soft. What I would recommend on this particular one is that we've got room on the pier, and we could go from that pier up there to this pier to that pier. In other words, we could bridge this area with a new, with the 4th member to the center beam. And this is also in the vicinity. It looks like there's a bathtub up above us, so that would lead me to think that it would have a higher probability of being either damp or wet over time, which would lead to, you know, some wood deterioration. It's not terrible, but if you redid the plumbing in that area, you could eliminate all the sources. And that pier there, that's got, you know, the little bit of moisture at the bottom, seems, you know, mostly solid. It's not a big concern, but there's no shimming on that one either. So that's one we don't need to shim, but I see the next one we do. All right, and for reference, I am still at the center beam, but I'm on the left side of the house. There's the crawl door right there. I've worked my way all up through the crawl door, all up through the center beam, and the only place of concern was right there near the bathroom, and that's not a big fix, that's a little fix. And I'm going to work my way around now counterclockwise and go up to the front. I'm still on the front wall. I'm up near the center of the house, and I noticed this one here. It doesn't feel rotten, but I noticed a little piece like that, and I pulled it down, and it just kind of cracked like that. So I don't know what's going on with this. Even when I put my screwdriver in it, it seems solid. So I don't know, but we probably ought to get another joist on that one too. So that will make it 7. All right, and this is not on the inspection report or anything like that, but that's a loose wire right there. It's got bare ends, and it should really be in a junction box because that is not safe. So I would recommend that we put a junction box and cap those wires and secure them properly while we're here. You can see here on the wall, there's a line, and that line is probably a high water mark. So at some periods of time, at least, there's standing water in the crawl space, which is not good at all. So I would find the lowest point, which I think is going to be over there in that corner. And in that corner, I would install a sump pump.